Hi guys, welcome to another Laser Talk, and this week's movie is Mars Attacks, a great, underappreciated, I think, Tim Burton classic. A movie that I think fell flat a little bit with audiences when it came out, because it came out not too long after Independence Day, and they were both doing a similar thing. Independence Day was taking that old 50s Space Invader type theme movie and turning it into a more modern form, taking a very serious approach, over the top special effects. And Mars Attacks, coming out so close to it, almost seemed like it was a spoof of a movie before you could have actually had a spoof of a movie like Independence Day. It was really taking the opposite approach to reliving those old 50s style Mars Invader movies and doing it totally camp. And that's one thing that this movie does brilliantly, is it really knows what it's trying to do and shines at it. It doesn't try to be anything else. It does a perfect cartoony camp. Even the way that the aliens are designed comes across as over the top and cartoony and just funny and ridiculous. It really takes this super comedic approach to the subject matter that blends perfectly with this disaster movie style of having this crazy cast of like just everyone you could throw into this movie that is a name. It reminds me of the way they would cast things in the 70s and early 80s, things like Towering Inferno, that type of thing. Taking that, putting it into a 50s sci-fi movie, the typical alien invasion thing, and making it just completely cartoony and showing the way we look back on a lot of those movies and how ridiculous they can seem to us now, and just turning that up to 11. You have everyone from Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Danny DeVito. I mean, go on forever and ever. Some of my favorites, though, are Michael J. Fox and Sarah Jessica Parker. Do a really good job of this couple. The one has a more serious news channel, one's more fashion and that type of thing, and competing in the beginning for different storylines and the way their characters grow, trying to have news coverage of this alien invasion. They work really well. Probably my favorite role is Pierce Brosnan, who does a really good job at being this scientist who kind of reminds me of the scientist from This Island Earth, which I think a lot of inspiration came from for certain characterizations. Everyone a very cartoony, overblown version of the typical role from that type of movie that they're playing. He does a really good job at being that scientist. And one thing the movie does very well is it doesn't come right at you with the action. It doesn't really just start with an invasion. It actually takes the time in the beginning to get to know all these different characters, with about 7 or 8 different plot lines of different families and things that get involved during the invasion, and all their different roles and dynamics between each other. It does a good job of melding that together without seeming like it's taking too long to get to the good stuff. It all kind of weaves in nicely and everything moves at a decent pace, and it gives you a good picture of, in the beginning, they're not just straight like, we're coming for you, we're going to destroy the Earth, Mars is invading, Mars is attacking. You actually have enough thought in the beginning to think of, is this really just miscommunication? Is this just a botched peace attempt? And you actually have a little bit of a conflict between the overly stereotyped military side that we gotta destroy them now, just bomb them, Mr. President, kill them all immediately, versus the you have these people going out and camping out Space Invaders, please take me, the over the peace and love and the crystals, and launching a dove into the air. And you have this moment where you almost think, was this just a mistake? Were they actually coming to invade us or not? And it does a really good job of that, and it does a really excellent job, I think, of spoofing lots of different movies, different aspects, how you actually defeat the aliens. I won't go into that, trying to avoid some spoilers here, but it does a really good job with all of that. So overall, a fantastic movie and a cool one to have here on LaserDisc. One, if you like those types of movies and you like the idea of a spoof, it does a fantastic job. It's one of the better kind of campy, cartoony spoof movies I've seen of this type of thing. And as a bonus, it is one of the first appearances, I don't know, it might even be the first, I'm not sure, but the first time I ever saw Natalie Portman as the president's daughter. And again, just a kind of minor role, but some of the minor characters really shine in that. Even her role there, everyone adds a little bit to it. It wasn't really a single role in this overblown, celebrity, cameo-filled movie that I felt was poorly done. Every character, even the really minor ones, added a little bit of something to the movie to keep it interesting, keep the humor going, and give it enough variety that throughout its entire run, I didn't feel that it had really any slow spots, any kind of bumps along the road. I think it just kind of kept going at the perfect pace, the perfect length for the joke kind of that it was trying to tell. And I think overall, Mars Attacks is a great movie.